Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com. Today is July 23rd. The year is 2020. When will this year pick up? Maybe the day will be today. We got some live sports. Finally, Yankees taking on the Nationals. Then you got the Giants taking on the Dodgers. So finally, we got some live sports. But appreciate you being here. Please give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, listen to us via podcast. Be sure and subscribe for more future content right here on BamaInsider.com. You know who I am, Kyle Henderson. You can find our team's great coverage at BamaInsider.com. Guys do such a great job. I mean, just phenomenal. I love working with the guys. So definitely go check out their work. I want to talk to you about a variety of topics today on BamaInsider.com. We kind of lead off with Tommy Brockmeyer. It's a 5-star commitment that committed last Friday along with his brother James Brockmeyer. And I just think that what Alabama is doing from a recruiting standpoint is phenomenal. So I really want to talk about the class of 2021 to open up the show. Then I'm going to dive into talking about the team, what the team is doing, some team nuggets, and then we'll go over the message board and we'll close it out right here on BamaInsider.com. Tommy Brockmeyer, 5-star out of Fort Worth, Texas, is a monumental pickup. Landing James Brockmeyer as well, I think is a big testament to Nick Saban's ability to A, recruit, B, keep a pipeline connected to the state of Texas. And I think 3, it doesn't matter what's happening in the world in terms of, these social distancing in terms of coaches recruiting prospects. Think about this. Nick Saban's able to go to the state of Texas virtually, land Tommy and James Brockmeyer, 2 guys that were Texas legacies. I mean, their father is in the Ring of Honor at Texas. It doesn't matter. I mean, Saban has been doing a fantastic job with this class of 2021. I know it got off to a slow start, but it was a methodical process. And now, Alabama's certainly climbing in the recruiting rankings. And, at first we were wondering if this team was going to have a top 10 recruiting rankings year. Now it's looking like, are they going to be 1 or 2? I know Ohio State just picked up another 5-star, so it's going to be tough to jump Ohio State when all things are said and done. When Rivals finally updates their rankings, you got to think Alabama's right up the top or number 2. Great job by the staff overall in a very difficult recruiting year. This is by far the most difficult recruiting year that Alabama and everyone else has faced. Think about it. No prospects on campus, virtual recruiting visits. But I think the point is Alabama sells itself. I was reading over orangebloods.com and I saw a fantastic statement. This is on the message boards. And someone said, Texas is selling what could be and Alabama is selling what is. And I thought, that's it. Because Alabama can show you exactly what is happening right now. Chasing national championships, updated facilities. Nick Saban, greatest coach in college football history. That is now. It's not what could be. And I think a lot of these prospects are able to see that. I think Nick Saban and his staff are able to convey that to parents, to athletes, and Alabama sells itself. And let's face it, every single network is talking about Alabama all the time. Why? Because Alabama is still the flagship of college football. Can they get back to the national championship? Absolutely. Well, when will they do it? I don't know. Whatever type of Frankenstein year we have, it might be this season. Class of 2021 is absolutely loaded. 15 guys on board right now. If you listen to our recruiting show on Tuesday, it looks like Damon Payne could be the next guy to join the class. It's a 4-star defensive tackle out of the state of Michigan. Would be a gigantic pickup for Alabama. When you sort the Rivals team rankings right now, I believe Alabama is 3rd after Ohio State and Georgia in terms of star rating average. And that means who's landing the best guys overall. And pound for pound, it's Ohio State, Georgia, and Alabama. No surprise, right? Teams are going to find at the end of the season. So, I mean, Tommy Brockmeyer, James Brockmeyer jumping on board, they help Alabama continue the momentum that Alabama has during this fantastic recruiting class as we go into the summer season, as we continue to go to the summer season. The last 3 commitments for Alabama have each been from the state of Texas, right? Well, let me back up there. 3 out of the last 4. So you have James Brockmeyer, Tommy Brockmeyer, Kendrick Blackshire, all those guys from Texas. And then just recently, Alabama also added Terrence Ferguson. He committed this past Sunday. 6'4", 300 pounds, 4-star out of Georgia. It was actually Alabama's first commitment out of the state of Georgia. And I asked Andrew Bone about that. Is it surprising that Alabama just has one commitment from the state of Georgia to you as you're listening to the podcast? I don't know. It is to me. And I'm thinking, is Kirby Smart doing a better job building a gate around the state of Georgia, or is this just, a different year recruiting-wise? I don't know. I mean, you look in the past, and Alabama's always been able to pull guys out of the state of Georgia, really pull guys out of where they wanted to. I'm pulling the recruits up from last year's class, and you had 4 guys from the state of Georgia: Javon Baker, Jamil Burrows, William Anderson, Seth McLaughlin. I'm looking at 2019 as well. I just want to make sure that, what I'm saying is accurate because, there's quality guys in the Peach State. In 2018, you had Kevin Harris, King Makuta, and Justin Abogbe. So 3-4 every single season. And Terrence Ferguson is Alabama's first commitment from the state of Georgia in class of 2021. It's a good class overall. I mean, you look at the guys that Alabama has added, and the highest star rating prospect is obviously Tommy Brockemeyer. And these rankings will be updated once Rivals is able to gauge how these players are faring during their season. Now, I know every state is different. Looks like Texas just said that they will move forward. Alabama just said they will move forward. I know there's a couple other states. Utah is one of them that said they will push forward. The state of California said that they will start football in December. And my home state of New Mexico, they're going to start football in January. So every state is different, and I think that's going to make it very difficult to accurately rank these kids as we continue to go forward. Ja'Cory Brooks is another highly rated prospect in this class out of Miami. Also got Ajay Hall, who's done a fantastic job recruiting for Alabama. Every single year, there's a guy that recruits at a high level, that recruits his peers at a high level. And Ajay Hall is certainly that guy. A couple years ago, I think it was in 2019, it was Pierce Quick. And look at the class he helped put together, right? So Ajay Hall is that guy. And how about the job Alabama has done in the state of Florida? I mean, you want to talk pipelines? Alabama continues to dominate the state of Florida. And, big ups to Alabama running backs coach and associate head coach Charles Huff. I don't know if you know about him, but, I mean, just a couple years ago, he was coaching Saquon Barkley. Then he was at Mississippi State. And now he's at Alabama. And he's doing a fantastic job. Think about Charles Huff's job and his setup. Hey, Charles, coach the running backs, Najee Harris, Trey Sanders, Brian Robinson, and also recruit the state of Florida. Maintain ties with the IMG Academy. It sounds like a good gig to me, right? He's definitely a coach on the rise. So Charles Huff having a phenomenal year. I also wanted to talk about some summer nuggets that I have acquired recently. You can read more of those on BamaInsider.com. Now, as you would imagine, Najee Harris is doing work, looking phenomenal, looking like one of the best running backs in all of college football. I feel he is the best running back in college football. I know there's some guys that are coming back, Travis Etienne from Clemson, Hubbard from Oklahoma State. But, I mean, Najee Harris, I think is just the complete package. I have heard, though, that Trey Sanders has really started to do his thing. You're looking at a guy who was hurt last season because of a foot injury, coming back healthy. I've heard that one of the things that really makes him stand out is his ability to catch the football. I think that Trey Sanders is certainly an all-purpose back and a guy that, if paired with Najee Harris, that's going to be a very dangerous tandem. My question mark for the running backs is, how is Alabama going to use Brian Robinson? Now a senior at Alabama, 6'1", 6'2", 235 pounds. He's a large man. Felt he lacked speed last year. Got to think he's going to be a problem inside the red zone. So many running backs at Alabama on the roster this year that are so talented. I mean, it's the case every year. I get it. But, I mean, they just added 3 more freshmen. I've also heard that Roydell Williams, who is a freshman out of the home state of Alabama, has looked phenomenal. You seen that guy? He's like a grown man already. Freshman. Jason McClellan's another guy. What about Kellen Robinson? Nick Saban called him the juice. He's got that much speed. If you go back and look at any of Kellen Robinson's plays where he just busted out like a 75-yard touchdown, the guy is fast. He's really Alabama's only kind of jet setter, if you will. A guy that can just make someone miss and he's gone. Boom. Has that speed, right? Top end speed. You saw it on Twitter as well as I. Javon Baker, super fast. Even Dr. Matt Ray said he's super fast. I've also heard, though, that Javon Baker is a guy who looks dependable and one of these freshman wide receivers that could get some playing time. I've also heard that John Mechie looks fantastic and that this will be his breakout season. Jalil Billingsley is a guy you need to know at the tight end position. I get it. You got Miller Forrestall coming back as well, bringing that veteran experience to the tight end position. But Jalil Billingsley, certainly a guy to know. And I think a guy that, if used properly, could really create some problems. If you want to read more nuggets, go to BamaInsider.com. Got some other nuggets on the defensive side. I've heard that while the freshmen look good on the defensive side, there's not one particular freshman that really stands out that you could see starting on the defensive side of the ball. That's not surprising. But the defense, for me, I have a lot of questions on the defense, right? Who's going to start at corner? Is it going to be the junior college transfer, Roydell Williams? Is it going to be Josh Jobe? Is it going to be Patrick Surtain? There's options, obviously. How about Jalen Armour Davis? In the safety positions, I assume it's going to be Jordan Battle, but is it going to be Daniel Wright on the other side of him? Or is it going to be DeMarco Helms? What about outside linebackers? It's going to be one of these freshmen, Drew Sanders, Will Anderson, Demoy Kennedy? Or is it going to be a Chris Allen? Is it going to be a Ben Davis, right? Is this the year that Ben Davis finally rises up and contributes for this team? How do you feel about Ben Davis? Is he a late bloomer? Or is he just not talented enough? I guess we'll find out soon, right? This is it. This is it for Ben Davis. The inside linebackers, Dylan Moses returns, Josh McMillan, Shane Lee, Christian Harris. How you guys feel about the interior linebackers? Who do you think it's going to be? What about Ollie Cajo, right? Remember everyone was so pumped up about Ollie Cajo coming back? I really like his game. Super athletic. He's kind of like a hybrid safety linebacker. Super athletic. Great on special teams, right? So, those are my questions. And on the defensive side of the ball. And I think there was a couple guys missing during early summer workouts. I think Kellen Robinson was one of those guys. And on the defensive side of the ball, I think it was Byron Young. So I don't think it's too big of a deal. I think, everyone's at different points. So overall, these guys have really been getting after it. These guys have really enjoyed working out with David Ballou, who's a new strength coach, taking over for Scott Cochran. Scott Cochran was a staple under Nick Saban for many, many seasons. And just when you think that Nick Saban can't upgrade a certain position, even the strength position, look what he did. He got two guys. He brought in two guys, David Ballou and Matt Ray. We've talked about those guys all summer long, making an impact without really being able to have these guys as much as they've wanted to at the facility, right? So things are certainly rolling at Bama. And as we inch to the month of August, things are only going to heat up. And it's been hot. It's been so hot in Tuscaloosa. I've been playing golf a couple times, over the past couple weeks, and it is just so humid. Yeah, you're just drenched. You know that. If you're out there and you play golf, or you're just out there walking around in Tuscaloosa, you're working out in Tuscaloosa, you better hydrate because you are going to lose a copious amount of sweat every single time you step outside in Tuscaloosa. But I love Tuscaloosa. I love living here. I think it's great for families, and just really appreciate all the people that I met in Tuscaloosa. Good people. Southern hospitality is not to be overstated. People treat you like family down here, and I appreciate it. It's a great place, and certainly blessed to be in Tuscaloosa. A couple of other things that I want to talk about. How about Alabama's first game of the season? Who's that going to be? A lot of people have floated out BYU, Notre Dame. Notre Dame was quickly axed by Alabama athletic director Greg Byrne. Said that's not going to happen. Of course, they have that meeting coming up in a couple of years. BYU, I mean, I guess that would be interesting. People have said TCU. I mean, right now, everybody is just grasping at straws, right? It doesn't matter. It's like whoever's available, let's just play them. I'd even settle for just, how about A-Day to open up the season, right? We never got to see A-Day during the springtime. So, I mean, how about just Alabama plays Alabama? At this point, that's what I'd like to see during the football season, or at least, to get the football season started. Realistically, what's going to happen? I'm kind of curious too. If the SEC does elect to go to conference only, does that mean that the games will remain where they are on the schedule? For example, Alabama and Georgia scheduled to play in week 3, right? And would that mean that those two teams start off the season? I mean, the game is scheduled for September 19th. So if Alabama did push the season back, I mean, would it be Alabama and Georgia to start the season? I seriously doubt that. But could you imagine the start of the college football season with Alabama versus Georgia, right? You probably see those two teams play twice anyways. Got to think Georgia's the top team in the East. Alabama's strong favorite in the West. I don't know. Sound off in the comment box. What do you think about an Alabama-Georgia matchup start the season? I think it'd be pretty awesome. Before we wrap up, and I appreciate you guys being here on BamaInsider.com. Thank you for listening to the podcast. You can catch all the coverage back at BamaInsider.com. If you're interested in free 30 days, all you got to do is go to BamaInsider.com. Start at the top of the homepage. There's a big banner area that says free 30 days. Start there and you get free 30 days. The promo code is simply Roll Tide. And, we know you have options out there. We know that there's competition, and we know that other sites do a great job. But, we feel we do a good job as well. And we feel that, we can give you a great bang for your money. So if you want to go over to BamaInsider.com, free 30 days, the promo code is simply Roll Tide. Appreciate having you guys. And, it would be great to have you guys on the message board so we could talk every single day. If you go to the front page of Bama Insider as well, got a target list and a lot of guys that look to be trending towards Alabama. Moncal Goodwine, Damon Payne, who I said announces on Sunday, Tim Keenan, Jason Marshall, Kyrie Jackson, Robbie Oots, Brian Thomas, Chambry Jackson, Jeremiah Williams. I mean, those are big names. Alabama's going to add several of those guys, right? Everybody wants to know about Amarius Mims, a big tackle from Georgia. We already talked about that on BamaInsider.com on Tuesday night. So this class is something really special, and we'll see what continues to transpire with the class 2021. But thank you very much for joining me today on the BamaInsider.com podcast. I want to just come on here and say what's up, talk some Alabama football with the fam, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So be sure and give us a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We'll catch you soon back at BamaInsider.com. Have a beautiful Thursday, July 23rd. Enjoy some Major League Baseball tonight as the Nationals take on the Yankees and the Dodgers take on the Giants. It's going to be good to be watching some live sports again, right? All right, we'll catch you soon. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. This is Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com.